the political tremors, the political turbulences that has been going on in Maharashtra. And right now we have some breaking inputs coming in regarding this, wherein a late night meeting took place between the Chief Minister and the two Deputy Chief Ministers in Maharashtra. And this was after the Chief Minister and both Deputy Chief Ministers had returned from Dhule last night itself. A late night meeting took place between these three at the Varsha bungalow. And the meeting lasted around an hour and a half, and the cabinet expansion and portfolio allocations was the main topic of discussion. Now, there is some buzz that some sitting ministers are likely to have to part with their portfolios, and Ajit Pawar may himself be getting the revenue department. And the cabinet expansion can happen anytime in the coming 2 days, and 10 new ministers are likely to be inducted. Sanjay Shirshat and Bharat Gogable among those who will be sworn in, and the particular allocation is supposed to be a 50-50 allocation that's going to take place in the Maharashtra cabinet. There is a reshuffling that is going on right now. We have Vinaya Deshpande joining us on the broadcast. Vinaya, very good morning to you. Well, to begin with, we just got inputs about the late night meeting that took place between the three, that is the Chief Minister and the two Deputy Chief Ministers. And it seems like cabinet expansion and portfolio allocations were discussed. Can you throw some more light as to what might have gone down there?
Well, absolutely. Considering that there's a lot of tension and pressure from within the Maharashtra government right now, especially after the induction of NCP over portfolio allocation and also over cabinet expansion, we have seen that the discussion that took place between the three top leaders particularly revolved around it. Now, though it was decided that the allocation of portfolios would happen almost immediately after the NCP leaders were sworn in as ministers. What has caused the hitch is primarily the discontent from within both the parties, because remember, while all the 9 leaders of NCP who jumped the ship were immediately sworn in as the cabinet ministers, they're still awaiting portfolio allocation, and Ajit Pawar has made it quite clear that he and his leaders will get substantially meaty portfolios, which will mean that not just will the BJP have to part with important portfolios from its own kitty, but also that the Shinde faction has apprehensions about how it will play out. Also, there is a lot of pressure from within Eknath Shinde group on Eknath Shinde to make sure that the cabinet expansion takes place at the earliest, because all these leaders have waited for over 1 year for this important cabinet expansion, which has not happened. And on the background of the fact that NCP, as soon as it joined, it was immediately given 9 cabinet berths, is something that has caused a lot of tension within the Shinde camp. And that is why we see that on one hand, Eknath Shinde is facing increasing pressure from his own MLAs for a quick cabinet expansion. On the other hand, the BJP is facing internal pressure with respect to portfolio allocation because it will now have to part with important portfolios. In any case, we are learning that the sitting ministers may also have to part with their portfolios, which is causing quite some chagrin from within the government ranks as well. So all these issues are being resolved right now. We are being told that cabinet expansion will happen any time in the coming 2 days. And that this will allay the tensions and pressures from within both the camps, but at the same time, this will lead to fresher tensions because of all those who will not be accommodated, and also those who are likely to lose their portfolios. Some are likely to lose key portfolios as well. So on the background of all of this, though the cabinet expansion is likely to take place in a day or two, how that will pan out and whether that will quell all the dissatisfaction from within the government ranks is something that remains to be seen. As of now, all the 3 men under a lot of pressure, Ajit Pawar trying to negotiate for more cabinet berths, even as the BJP and Eknath Shinde have agreed on a 50-50 allocation, which means around 10 ministers will be inducted in the Maharashtra cabinet. 5 of them likely from the Shinde camp, 5 of them from the BJP camp. This is likely to happen soon. Back to you.
Right. So, like you were speaking about the accommodation and the allocation of portfolios, and like we just mentioned some time ago, that there is a lot of speculation regarding the kind of allocation that is going to take place, and there are people who might be losing their portfolios. And we see a lot of dissent in their particular cabinet right now regarding this allocation of portfolios. So, would you speculate that there is a possibility that there might be cracks in the particular government as well?
No, it is unlikely. Looking at the number game, it is quite clear, Shriya, that right now the government is extremely strong when it comes to the numbers. In a house of a 288, if the government currently has around 208, you can imagine the strength that the Treasury bench already has. And that is why this is not going to lead to any cracks from within the government. That is quite clear because, even on the background of the fact that Eknath Shinde, who jumped the ship and who joined the BJP and formed the government with them, has had to wait for a full year to try and induct more of his leaders from within, in the government, and yet the government has stayed intact, shows us that, whatever be the internal rumblings, the government will be stable. And now at a time when a group of NCP has also joined, there is no question about the number game here. There is no question about cracks within the government really, but yes, there are internal rumblings, and yes, all the three leaders are under tremendous duress and pressure right now. And that is why even after a day-long meeting in Dhule, we saw that both Chief Minister Eknath Shinde as well as Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar, both of them had gone to Dhule. They were caught in the rain. They had to change their itinerary. Even after that, despite such a hectic schedule, we saw that after they returned, all the three top leaders held a late-night meeting at Varsha, which lasted for over an hour and a half. Back to you.
Right, Vinaya. Thank you so much for all those details. But do stay with us as we have some more breaking inputs coming in regarding this particular story itself from Maharashtra. And according to sources, Maharashtra Chief Minister Eknath Shinde is under tremendous pressure from his MLAs regarding the cabinet expansion. Shiv Sena MLAs who joined Shinde faction last year were promised cabinet berths, but so far only 10 Shiv Sena MLAs, including Eknath Shinde himself, have become the cabinet ministers in this government after they rebelled last year. Now, Shiv Sena leaders like Bharat Gogable, Sanjay Shirshat, Prakash Surve, independent MLA Bachchu Kadu have supported Shinde during his rebellion and are not happy due to the delay in the cabinet expansion. Now, in the recently held meeting of the Shiv Sena MLAs, in very strong words, it was conveyed to the Chief Minister that according to sources who is aware of the ongoing proceedings, and they said that CM Shinde has assured his MLAs that cabinet expansion will happen before the monsoon session of the Maharashtra state.